So here we have Zane's newest mini mech, which could be either a new mech for Zane or a body, maybe a cheaper version of the big Zane that came in the Ultra Combiner set. Either one seems plausible to me, as this is obviously a mech, but if you look at Zane inside, he's not wearing his robes and it kind of looks like he's plugged directly into the mech just by the detailing on his torso. So this could be LEGO's version of trying to put out a cheaper Zane at the same time while not undercutting the Zane that comes out in the Ultra Combiner, but unfortunately, I just don't think it really passes. If you look at the top here, you can see there's that really big gap, and it's, you know, I kind of wonder what the designers were thinking with this, because really, all they had to do, instead of using these 10 pieces or whatever it was, just plug this single piece on instead. I'm not really sure what the designers were thinking with that one. But yeah, so I guess there are two routes you can go with this. You can either upgrade this set as a mech, or you can try to upgrade it to make it look more like Ultra Zane here. Either way is fine. I'm going to start with Ultra Zane. So what I'm going to do first of all is try to fix up the color scheme a little bit and remove the dark blue and gold on the torso. So I'm just going to replace these parts here with white parts that are the exact same. And there we go, that looks better already. And then what I'm going to do is just tear off the arms and legs, and then replace them with the limbs from Ultra Zane. Now, the only exclusive piece on Ultra Zane is his head here. If you want, you can just really bricklink the parts if you don't have them in your collection already, and add them to Zane here, and then you have a much cheaper version of the Ultra Mech Zane. But if you have both, you can also swap the limbs around just to see how that would look, and I have to say, well, it's certainly a look. So we do have another option here, and that is to turn Zane's mech into an even bigger mech. I'm not faulting LEGO for not doing that, because I'm sure the set was already probably at budget limit with all the figures in it, but that's something that we can do with just a handful of our own pieces. I'll put a part list in the description, partly because I don't want you to have to try to dig around for parts while you're watching the video, and also partly because I'm not entirely sure which parts yet I'll be using. I'm just going to make this up as I go along. So we'll start by taking the leg apart and removing the central section and plugging in one of the Evo limb pieces, and you can see Zane's mech already looks a whole lot better. Now, we have a choice here. You can either leave the black piece in place here just so that you have a little continuity between the feet and the legs, or you can just replace it with a white one. Personally, I think I like the look of the white one better, but at the same time, I do kind of want the legs to maybe match a little bit. You know, I want there to be a more gentle transition between the legs and the feet. So I'll leave that in. We'll put in a white slope on the top here. And there we go, that's one leg down, so we can do the same thing on the other side. And when we have it done, it looks like this. I should point out that you also do have the option of using these Evo armor pieces. They might look just a little bit better if you plug those on instead. Or maybe they'll look just a little bit bulky, I'm not sure. It kind of depends on what look you kind of want for this mech. I think this mech, since it's a smaller mech, might look best if it's just a little bit more slender. Alright, let's continue with the arms. So we're going to do the same thing up here. We're just going to tear them off like this, and put in more of these limb elements. Now I'm going to stick with this this same shoulder piece. I think it kind of looks cool with that transparent ice piece, so I'm gonna put that in. And now we can give him some hands and fingers. So here are the hands, which I built. They're pretty simple to make, and I've used them in a couple of my other mech upgrade videos. So we'll plug them in, and then again we can add in another slope piece. And there we go, that's one arm done. One thing I want to do though is take this clip with a sword plugged into it and put that in underneath the hand. That way he can grip a weapon and actually hold it. So now all that's left is to redo the other arm exactly the same as we did this one. Plug in a new Evo arm piece, and while we're at it, let's give him a new hand. And again, this is exactly the same as before, only of course I should point out that the hand is built in mirror image. You're not going to do it exactly the same. Alright, and we'll put the armor piece back in and finish off with a little slope like this. And here we go. Yeah, that's all I did to upgrade him. It's nothing too fancy, but again, it improves the mech a whole lot. It gives the mech a lot more presence, it's a lot taller, and it's a whole lot more intimidating. And you can see how it stacks up against buff Zane. So yeah, again, simple upgrades here, but you don't really need anything too fancy to turn this mech from something that's pretty decent into something that's great. And of course, if you do nothing else, the number one thing you should do is replace that chest plate with this, because it is so much better. Alright, that is all that the Zanes and I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that other good stuff, and of course, feel free to check out the other videos on my channel where you can find more great content just like this, or hopefully, even better. Anyway, that's it for today. I will see you guys next time.